Building a HMO business can be overwhelming, right? Well, that's definitely something that I hear a lot. And to be honest, it's definitely something that I've experienced as well. But it doesn't have to be that way. I've created a system, and it's a system that I've been following for a number of years, and it's a system that I still follow today. And if you've seen anything about the HMO Roadmap that I've been posting recently, well, you'll probably have a bit of an idea. But all of the content and information in the brand new roadmap is founded on the principles of this 5-step system. Now, this 5-step system is what I call the F system, and it catches the 5 most important concepts that you need to focus on when it comes to building and growing your HMO portfolio. Those 5 F's are find, fund, fix, fill, and flow. Now, before I dive straight into each one of those, what I want to do is just tell you broadly what to expect. The roadmap is a huge resource of content, videos, downloadable worksheets, tips, tricks, and hacks, and hundreds of hours of videos. And it is founded on the 5 principles, the 5 F's, the system that I follow. But there's far too much that I could possibly try and cover in just one episode. So what I'm going to do is give you an overview and highlight some of the key features. Now, I'm sure a lot of these concepts won't be new, but perhaps looking at it in a slightly different way will reinvigorate you, will perhaps make you feel less overwhelmed about what it is that you've got to do to make a success of your business. So let's get straight into it. What are the 5 F's? What is this system that I've built? Well, find, fund, fix, fill, and flow. That's what we're going to talk about in this episode. Now, this is a system, but within this system are lots of different areas that you could further systemize, and absolutely you would need to do that to make it successful. Building a business is about far more than having 5 simple concepts in place. This is just a way to compartmentalize everything for you, to make it easy, to make it understandable, and to really help you focus. But I've been following this for years, and every single time I need to make a decision, every time a problem crops up, every time I've got to think about prioritizing a number of tasks or exercises that I've got to do, I look at which one of these boxes it sits in, and that helps me get on top of it. That helps me get my head around it. It helps me plan, it helps me focus, and ultimately it helps deliver results. It stops me wasting time in areas that I shouldn't be spending time. And it makes sure that we're working on profitable exercises, we're protecting the downside, we're working on things that can really drive the business forwards. Because hell yeah, there is so much to think about when it comes to growing a HMO portfolio or business. There's so much that goes on in a business. There's so much that goes on in a HMO property business, and it's so easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy to be overwhelmed at the beginning, and if you're there, I completely get it. I really sympathize with you. It's so tough. Where do you look? What do you look for? How do you do it? But even if you're in it and you've been there and you've been buying HMOs for a while now, you probably find that it can still be very, very, very overwhelming at times, and it's easy to lose your grip on that stuff. And that's why having a system in place that draws your attention back to the key priorities is so, so important. Every single week I have time set aside, and that time helps me separate where I work on the business and where I work in the business, where I actually get involved and support staff, resolve problems. And you do need to do a bit of both, certainly in the earlier stages, but it's incredibly important to have that distinction between the two, and having a system to follow really helps narrow your focus. What I like to do is look at everything that I need to tackle in a day, in a week, in a month, and I look at which one of these compartments that it fits into. Where can I box this up? Is this a funding issue? Is this a fill issue? Are we struggling with occupancy, and do we need to go and review some of the processes in our fill concept? Do we need to work on getting some more procedures and automation? Is this a flow issue? Do we need to get the business into a state of flow so that it's just not stop and start and dragging me in every single time something distracts me? Because you will get distracted, and it's important to make sure more than anything that these things work consistently when you're not giving it your 100% attention. That is the true and the most real example of success that you can try and achieve. Once you've got that, it means that you can step away. If things are working, when you can look in another direction, or you can take a step back from the business or a bit of time aside, that means your business is working well. The real test is how long you can do that for. A weekend's probably not quite enough to say that your business is sustainable. But if you could go away for 3 months and everything would continue to run just as it should do, then I would say, yeah, absolutely, that sounds like a good, successful business. That's really what you want to try and achieve here. But just for now, knowing that you can box things up into these 5 areas will really, really help you grow your business.